what would you say is the most disappointing thing to have not made a deal on, or anything that was like out of your grasp?
Well, me personally was when we went and looked at the shoe museum and the guy wanted $1 million for it. But that was a lot of shoes. The true answer to that.
We are super excited that we have this guest. Like, I am beyond thrilled that we made this happen. So let's just bring him to the stream at this time. Here's the one and only Chumlee.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
We are so excited. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yay! Well, so when I reached out to you initially to ask you to join us for the stream, you said the reason that you were cool doing the stream is because of our mutual friend, Mick Foley.
That's
so
right.
I kind of wanted to know, was he one of your favorite wrestlers growing up, or can we talk about your love for the fantabulous Mr. Mick Foley?
Yeah, he actually was like one of my favorite wrestlers growing up. Probably my favorite because, you know, he has all the characters. But we got a film with him just last season on the show. And he's literally one of the nicest celebrities I've ever met. We met a lot of celebrities at the shop. And he's really nice and amazing how smart he is. Like, I mean, obviously he's not a dummy, but he's so smart that he wrote his own book. I mean...
Like New York Times best-selling author Mick Foley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, multiple books. Well, what was that like for you when you actually found out that he was going to be on your show?
Well, I had to make sure that I was going to be part of the scene. So when I found out I was just really, really excited. And I would make sure I was there early so I could, you know, talk to him for a little bit before we went on. And he was super, super cool. I had him sign some Chumlee. I have Chumlee socks, you know, like he does Socko. I had him sign one because one of my really good friends is a huge wrestling fan. So I got him that sock signed, and then I framed it up for Christmas and everything. And it was really, really cool.
That is awesome. So there is now an exclusive Chumlee Mr. Socko crossover in this universe.
Yes, I had him sign both socks. I kept one as well.
Fair enough.
Here, actually. They're actually right here, and I didn't plan on them to be. This is just where they are. So, I have the frame is getting made up for mine right now, but you know, and I had to keep the marker that he touched.
There you go. That's so awesome. I love that.
So that's pretty
So of course
cool.
You mentioned his different characters. Do you have a favorite Mick Foley persona?
I mean, Mankind is like the best because he's so hardcore, you know. But I love Dude Love as well. Mankind though. Cactus Jack. I mean, it's hard to pick one. He's just so good at all of them, you know?
Yeah,
for sure.
I like how he would just be in the, you know, he'd be Dude Love, and then out of nowhere he'd come out to wrestle and he was Mankind, like he had lost it or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and like in the Royal Rumble where he got to be like all three of his personas. No one else has done that. Mick Foley is so iconic. But I guess one more wrestling question before we get into something else. When did you like initially get into professional wrestling, and do you have a Mount Rushmore of professional wrestlers?
I first got into wrestling, I would say probably, elementary school for sure. And I have a sister that's 22 months younger than me, so I used to practice the figure four on her. And
as you're supposed to.
Yeah.
You're supposed
to. Yeah, we would always practice wrestling moves, and I would promise to let her win, and I would never win.
There you go. So the Ric Flair figure four, woo, that was your finisher, the go-to?
Yeah, it was just, you know, easy to do, and I knew I wouldn't hurt her. And then my Mount Rushmore would probably be Mick Foley, Stone Cold. The next two are hard. I probably would go. I was a big Tatanka fan when he was a wrestler, even though he's not around much anymore. And then probably like Hulk Hogan. I met Hulk Hogan too. He was awesome. He's, you know, big into shoes. He's a big fan of the show. He was on the show as well.
Oh my gosh.
Also, the same friend I got the sock for, you know, when you do TV, we have like this pillow, but we had to have an extra one just in case. So, give me 1 second. Bear! Someone just left my house. So I gave him the wrestling pillow that was on TV too as well. So he has a nice, cool Pawn Stars collection of wrestling.
Man,
that's cool.
good friend.
I'm
Guys
trying
are
to get the one that was signed to Corey from Rick to give him, but I don't know if Corey will give it up. Eventually, he will.
You got to put him in a figure 4 leg lock. Maybe he'll hand it over. Next season on Pawn Stars.
Right.
Yeah, we'll be starting up next season in August, I hope. So
Yay!
That's very
season
soon.
22 on paper and 22 in Latin America, but I think it's going to be season 19 or 18 in America.
Nice.
So it's weird how it translates from paper to television.
Yeah, it looks like 19 is what, but you would know better than us.
Well, no, yeah, it's going to be
My age.
19 here, but actually on paper, it's contract-wise, it's 22 seasons, and then for some reason, like Latin America, they actually have, it'll be season 22 or 23, one or the other. So it's kind of weird how it's different in, separate demographics.
How surreal though is that for you? Like knowing that not only is your show like this monster mega hit, but it's global.
It's pretty crazy, yeah. It was really crazy, in the height of it. I don't know the count anymore, but at one time we were on, I think, something like 150 countries. So
Wow.
It's pretty crazy.
That's awesome.
And like, do they dub you or is it subtitled?
Yeah, you can go listen to me in like Japanese and I don't know, like all different types of Spanish and Portuguese and all different types of languages. You can go on YouTube and they
That's
have
so cool.
They do the dubs, and I think they have subs down there on some of them as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, the all important question is, did you have any idea that Pawn Stars would be as big of a hit as it has become?
Well, at first I didn't think it was going to be that big because it was just Rick, Corey, and the old man. But once they decided to add me in, I knew it was going to take off. No, I mean, honestly, when we first started, I thought, oh wow, this is going to be cool. We're going to do a season. It's going to be fun story to have for the rest of our life. And then they started to edit them, and I started to see how they were coming out. How the show was coming together, and I just was like, wow, this really could be kind of like pop culture. But still, I didn't think, 12 years, 13 years later, we're still going to be making new episodes. So it's like I've grown up my adult life on television.
That's so incredible.
That is so amazing. Wow. What was it like? Obviously, this past however many months, year has been, different. What was it like kind of filming during a global pandemic?
It wasn't much different. It felt a little different at first because we weren't allowed to have people in the store with us. I mean, there was a nice glass piece in between the customer and me. And I mean, other than that, it's really easy. The show's really simple to film, so we were able to do it with a really small crew. It felt a little more intimate, and it kind of was weird not having people in the background. But I mean, I still think it's up there in the top couple seasons that we filmed. I think every season gets better and better. The season just before that was my favorite season because they paid me to go film in Italy. So I mean,
darn.
Was that your first time in Italy?
It was. I went to Rome. Yeah, we went to Rome for 10 days, and I had quite a few days off. So me and the director of photography, we went out at night and took a bunch of pictures. I'm doing like a hobby photographist, so I took a lot of cool pictures and stuff out there.
What a dream! Getting paid to go to Rome.
Is it getting paid or something you love to do? I mean, I love doing the show. It's been 12 or 13 years, and every year is great and amazing. There's only one time in the season's history where I wasn't really. I don't want to say I wasn't happy, but it wasn't fresh. I guess that's a good word because they wanted us to do 104 episodes in 1 year. So literally that's 2 episodes a week. And it was crazy. But after that, we took our break and we came back, and a lot changed. We had a new producer and some other things, and it was right back to being fun and fresh. And I look forward to going to work. Don't get me wrong, I love my time off, and I have other things that I work on in my time off, but I really enjoy going to work every day and, being on television, and it gives me a way to be, show my creative side. I don't think I would be a good actor, but I'm very good at playing my role. And I think, everyone always says I have good comedic timing. So I tell them I'm
would
not
agree.
funny. I just have good timing.
Well, so my mom actually wants to know how do you guys like find all of the experts for the show?
A lot of them are people that we deal with, and they usually deal in that type of artifact or art or whatever it may be, tennis shoes, cards. Occasionally we have to search for people, but usually it's just someone that we know. Even we change them up, over the years. It's just other people that we've done business with in the shop, or that Rick has bought stuff from in the past, or Rick's a buddy of, and he knows that they know, everything about this item and things like that. So usually they're, family, friends, or people that do business with the shop for many years.
So obviously we know what you excel in, but what would you say would be the thing that the least about?
Anything to do with history. Like old, like American history, Revolutionary War, stuff like that. Yeah. I always have to go to Rick before and ask him a couple questions on that stuff.
When those excerpts come into the shop, I'm like, maybe I should have paid attention more in high school. And I would know, but they know the most specific, how do you know that? How does that, I don't know. It blows my mind.
Well, the way everything works now is, the expert knows what he's coming in to look at. Although
Sure.
He doesn't look at it beforehand. He just knows it's whatever, 1700s blunderbuss gun or whatever. So he just makes sure that he is, he just I don't know. Most of them just know everything, honestly. Like our gun experts, they usually come in and they just know everything. But so I don't really know how to answer that question other than maybe they just have been doing it for so long. And Rick actually knows everything. He's one of those guys who just knows everything. He had epilepsy as a kid, so he spends a lot of time indoors reading instead of playing outside. And he does things like he's read a book on batteries, the history of batteries several times. Just for fun.
For fun.
Just for fun, yeah.
So if you're going to a trivia night, Rick's the guy. You want him on your team?
Well, Rick kicked me. We had a trivia night episode, and Rick didn't let me on his team. So I don't know if you used to watch the older episodes. I got Mark Hall Patton, the museum guy with the beard. We call him the Beard of Knowledge. And I got Rebecca, and I think I got our sports expert at the time, Jeremy, all on my team. We ended up crushing Rick, Corey, and the old man.
There you go.
So I built my trivia team. I would take Rick, but the thing about Rick is he knows everything. So if you know it and he's wrong, he's unwilling to admit that he's wrong, and you end up getting the answer wrong because Rick wants to stick with his answer.
One of
those people.
Yeah,
so Rick knows nothing about pop culture. He doesn't know very much about sports, so that's where I come in, and that's where I get a shine.
That's your areas of expertise. I love it.
I just really briefly wanted to veer to the left a little bit and ask, you mentioned that you're kind of a hobby photographer.
Mm-hmm.
What are your favorite kinds of things to photograph?
I always started off doing landscapes for a while, but right now I was trying to do more maybe Vogue fashion kind of. I I'm really big into fashion, so I like to pick everything from what the model's going to look like to what the model what he or she will wear to what the I'll think about what I want to put in the background, post and everything. But I don't know. I'm probably going to change up again and do some different. I want to go some weird stuff going on.
That's
I haven't
super
decided
cool.
yet, but since I don't have to
very
make
excited to see
I
that.
can just do whatever I want.
Yeah.
And the director of photography, basically the head cameraman at Pawn Stars, he's been on for years and years and years. We go out and shoot all the time. Anytime I have a question, he answers it for me. And I have another buddy that Ace of LA. He's really good at taking pictures, and he takes me out and puts me under his wing. So I'm lucky enough to have some really good people that show me what to do. So although I have a lot of practice to do, the basics, a lot of stuff I didn't have to figure out on my own. I had people there to tell me, which makes it a lot better.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Very cool.
But
I'm
actually trying to build a landscape portfolio right now because we have a whole art department and a framing department, and the art guy, he wants me to take a couple, pictures so they can put them in the shop.
Cool.
That is awesome.
So maybe we'll have Chumlee photos for sale soon.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yay. So the question that we wanted to ask about Pawn Stars specifically was, what would you say is the most disappointing thing to have not made a deal on, or anything that was like out of your grasp?
Well, me personally was when we went and looked at the shoe museum, and the guy wanted $1 million for it. But that was a lot of shoes. The true answer to that is the Charizard cards that came in. The guy brought in a bunch of PSA graded Charizard cards. He had 10s and 9s, and he wanted $400,000 for like 20 or 30 of them or something like that. And now they're all, they're worth way more than that. The 10s are worth like over 100,000 each now, and it's
damn.
Yeah, but at the time, what can you do?
You didn't catch them all.
He looked at it as like one person is going to own all these cards. It's going to drive the market down because Rick would have wanted to list them all at the same time, to get his money back immediately. So Rick always says, "I don't speculate in futures. I pay for what it's worth now."
Right.
Yeah. So, who would you say is your favorite, or what is your favorite Pokemon character?
That's a tough one. I guess probably Malamar, because do you know Malamar?
No.
So I haven't played a card game. I didn't play all last year because you couldn't go play tournaments, and I didn't like playing online. But I did really well with this Malador. Probably Malamar, maybe like Garbodor, because he's the trash Pokemon.
Oh my God, Trubbish! Trubbish is like Trubbish is my number one.
Right up there. He's right up there with mine. So yeah, I had a Garbodor Malamar deck that I loved playing with, and I won some tournaments with it. So it's my favorite. But I have actually a collection of really cool Pikachu cards. I like Pikachu too, but that's so vanilla.
Is it? You're allowed to like Pikachu. It's fun. It's fine. Yeah, my one Pokemon card I have is Trubbish that someone gave to me at a convention, and I was doing like a panel for, I want to say, the voice of Ash. And then I was talking about Trubbish, and someone's like, "Here you go!" And so now I'm the proud owner of a Trubbish. Anyway,
well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm Squirtle for life. So
okay, whoop, whoop, Squirtle for life. I also just want to mention that there is people watching from all over the world. There's people watching from France, Philippines, Guatemala. This is awesome.
Yeah, how are you guys? Thanks for tuning in.
So, you also ventured into the candy industry, which Danica and I really appreciate. So what would you say is a candy that you would never sell in your store?
Snickers.
Snickers?
Whoa, yeah.
Okay.
You want me to tell you why?
Yeah.
For 4 months out of the year, it's too hot in Las Vegas to sell like a lot of chocolate. So here's the deal.
That's interesting. Okay.
Like we're really close to like convenience stores and Walgreens, and you can go and get Snickers, Kit Kats. You can get all that right inside, just right across the street. So I try to do more like nostalgic old candies. It's a really small store. It's inside of a shipping container. We have like a shipping container. So it's really cute, really small. And we sell kind of more nostalgic candies and tappies and stuff like that. But so I do a Chumlee chocolate bar, and we have like 5 or 6 flavors. So I don't really put much other chocolate in there.
I've never had a Snickers.
I have a controversial question, perhaps. What are your feelings about black licorice?
It has to be the right kind. Some of it is garbage and some of it is good. I don't know how to but I actually like
Swedish licorice.
I like Australian licorice.
Mm.
Yeah, it's my favorite kind of licorice. So I have to move the bulk licorice away from me when I go into the candy store.
Is that the one, the Australian licorice?
The Australian licorice. Yeah, that's the one that gets me. That, and I like I like some of the sour cherries. Once again, some of them are trash, and some of them are the best thing ever known. If I'm gonna go into a convenience store, it's sour Skittles. But my all-time favorite is bottle caps.
Whoa!
Classic.
Yeah,
the classic.
Yeah.
Okay, so as a basic biatch, having only had Red Vines and Twizzlers before, do you have a preference?
Red Vines.
Red Vines over Twizzlers?
They're the softer ones, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Red Vines over Twizzlers, yes. Twizzlers is basic. That's why you like them.
Yeah, that is correct. Correct. That is correct. Okay, well, we covered the favorite. Danica, you should go now that you're in Vegas. You should go.
Yeah, I'm here for the next week or so. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be hitting that up.
Well, if you stop by, my brother runs it. I won't be there because I'm going back to LA in the morning. It's too hot in Vegas for me right now. It's only 75 degrees where I'm at in LA. So I come here and I'm like, nice. I can't do more than 3 days. I can't sleep. I can't even drink enough water to stay hydrated. It's just like finally yesterday I was like, I'm just gonna go see if I can play poker still, and I still knew how to play. So I'm like in the poker room wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt. It's so cold.
Let's talk about poker because Danica and I know Danica and I used to dabble in some Texas Hold'em, and like I was telling you before, I do not have a poker face. But do you have a way to tell when someone's like lying, like when you're playing with someone, you're like, oh, that's a tell?
I mean, everybody's different, you know. Everybody's different. Sometimes I haven't played in a year and a half. It's my first time, but usually I play at the same couple of rooms, and you'll start to notice just like a lot of people's playing patterns and stuff like that. But I just go, in the moment and see, do they look nervous? What's the look on their face? Are they shaking? And if they're shaking, that could be good or bad. You don't really know, Are they talking too much? Are they not talking at all? It just kind of depends on the actual person I'm playing against, because everyone's different. But
and what would you say is your go-to like favorite game? Is it Texas Hold'em or?
Yeah, that's the only one I like to play.
Okay.
I've tried a couple other games, but I'm not very good at math, so I probably shouldn't even be playing Texas Hold'em. But I still make it work.
What was that?
I said I still make it work even though I'm not good at math.
There's other people to do math for you. Like
I play the people and the cards, not like the math.
Well, I was also going to ask because I'm so clueless, maybe like as a Vegas native, but like how does craps work? Like how does that game even
Here's how craps work. When you make your money up fast, you're going to lose it really fast because they don't tell you that you won. They're just like, you kind of have to they'll be like, oh, and then they don't push your money to you. You have to take it off the table. I rarely ever gamble. Poker's pretty much all I do. I do like to play roulette when my friends come in town and they want to gamble. They mostly like to play 21, so I will play blackjack sometimes, but I try to push them to the roulette table.
Okay.
I feel like it's more fun, roulette, like everyone's, in 21, you get mad if someone hits or doesn't hit when they're supposed to or not supposed to. And so roulette is just more fun. So that's my go-to game with my friends when they're in town. Other than that, if you go to Las Vegas Boulevard and take a look around the strip and ask yourself if this city was built on people winning. So that's why I stay away from it.
Fun fact, the numbers on a roulette wheel add up to 666.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Fun. Isn't that cool? Wow.
I didn't know that either.
Also, I was just reading about this a couple days ago that Ben Affleck is actually banned from playing poker in Vegas because he counts cards.
Does he? Oh,
yeah.
My.
Yeah, he does count cards. I knew that.
Batfleck.
Whoops.
But would you say that like your skills of like playing Texas Hold'em and poker help with like detecting fake items that come into the store?
I would say the other way. Working at the pawn shop for so many years, I've been there. I think almost around 15 years or something like that. Maybe longer. Maybe 20 years. Geez. But I would say the people skills you learn in there. Because people bring fake stuff in all the time, and you can tell when they're lying, So it's worked the other way. Working at the pawn shop has actually, helped me with just judging people whether they're lying or telling the truth in a poker game.
Smart. All right.
Yeah.
So we're going to swerve a little bit. We got a couple more questions before we go into our games. We know that you also like video games. So what would you say is your favorite gaming console of all time?
So I haven't played games much lately, but of all time, it's Nintendo 64, 007 GoldenEye, best game ever. Fight me if you don't think so.
That's a good one. I cannot argue with that.
Yeah. Classic.
Yeah,
okay.
That was my favorite game. I mean, we just had so much fun. We played that game for years, and it never got old.
So were you more of like a Nintendo over Sega?
No, I played Sega. My friend across the street had Sega Channel. We used to go over there and play Sega Channel all the time. I had a Sega too as well, but I just liked GoldenEye. Nintendo was my thing. Probably, I played them all. I played when Halo first came out, when the Xbox first came out. I played Xbox for years. Then I decided I hated the controller, so I switched over to PlayStation. And now I'm a PlayStation for sure. If I play at all, I play PlayStation. But growing up, I just loved the 64. I had so many fun games on there.
Classic. Danica, did you have a Sega or did you just have the Nintendo?
I had a Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I remember the Super Nintendo. Yeah, I never really got around to Sega. Yeah.
Oh, you missed Sega Channel. You don't know about Sega Channel? They used to
My
have
husband has
Sega,
it.
Yeah, Sega had a Sega channel, and you would just plug your Sega in, and then you could go on and play like.
That's right.
If I remember correctly, they just had like games and games, and you just select which one you want to play, and you could play it.
What?
Yeah, I missed that one.
Okay.
It was
fair
crazy.
enough.
I wasn't cool enough for that, I guess. So.
Yeah, probably just not old enough.
I think we were.
I think we're the same age, Chumlee. We're
All right, maybe.
So of course we also know that you're interested in, skating. So I do have to ask about the Tony Hawk Pro Skater. What is your favorite song on the soundtrack of
I
Tony
honestly
Hawk Pro Skater?
couldn't even tell you the songs on it. Although I did growing up playing it, I can't remember the songs on it.
There were just so many good ones.
I just don't remember them. Yeah, I just don't remember them. A lot of the time we would turn it down and just put our own songs on too.
Oh, it's like that.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry,
I have
Tony.
some friends that are on the new Tony Hawk game. It's kind of cool.
Really?
Yeah. So.
That's amazing. Okay.
And I'm a big fan of the Dave Mirra BMX game.
Of the what?
The Dave Mirra BMX. It was like
okay.
It was the BMX version of Tony Hawk. It was the same thing on BMX. So we used to play both of those games all day.
Man.
So according to my husband, Superman by Goldfinger was on the soundtrack.
That's his favorite?
Hawk, so.
Well, I can't confirm if that's my favorite or not. As far as superheroes go, though, Superman is my favorite.
Easy. Oh, Chumlee, can we get controversial real quick? Okay, so Superman guy. Okay. This is a conversation like I have to have with all my friends that are like super into comics. Is Batman a superhero?
I don't think no. I don't think he. I mean, he doesn't have any special powers. He's just a rich kid. I wouldn't say the thing is with Batman, like he's this rich guy. I mean, the mythology of Superman's better. Batman, what's his mythology? Oh my parents died. The Joker killed them. I have billions of dollars. I do whatever I want. Superman, he is Superman. Batman. Awesome. Superman, to hide from the world, he turns into Clark Kent. His baby blanket, that's his cape, that's his clothes. Superman is Superman every morning when he wakes up. When he wants to hide, he turns into Clark Kent. Batman, he's Bruce Wayne. His alter ego is Batman. So Superman, his alter ego, Clark Kent. That's what I love the mythology behind Superman. I think he's a real superhero. It's hard for me to call Batman a superhero. I don't like Batman, but I do love the Batman movies. But as a superhero, I'm not a Batman fan. But I do love the Batman movies. They are the best superhero movies for a long time.
Who's your Batman?
Who's my Batman? Like which character?
Which actor?
Yeah, which actor? I don't know. I mean, I probably would just go with Michael Keaton on the original one. Yeah, I mean, I love that one. I've never seen
That's
that
the correct answer.
Yeah, I remember seeing it in theaters when I was young. I drove all the way up to Boulder City to watch it because we didn't have a theater in Henderson at the time yet.
That's amazing. But also the best villains too, like in the original too with him. Like, are you kidding me?
Was the best Joker by far.
Who was sorry?
Heath Ledger. He was by far the best Joker, I think. But Jack Nicholson, you can't say anything bad about what he did, but just over time, and I mean, Heath Ledger just did an insane job about that.
Fair. We also have to give a shout out though. Mark Hamill slayed it, in the animated series.
Yep.
Oh man. Okay. Whew. All right. Let's see. Oh, back to the video game thing. So I believe it was a Kickstarter for Chumlee's Adventure, the quest for Pinky NES game. How did this all come to be? And that's fabulous.
I forget exactly, but I think Nintendo came into the shop, and that just got me going. And I decided, that's what it was. We had some homebrew games come into the shop. Like, you know what a homebrew game is? It's like my game. It's just a game someone makes. And we were playing them, and I just decided that, hey, what if I made a Nintendo game? It would be cool. So I just got with one of the guys that I know, and, he's in that world, and we found someone that could help us, and we just kind of went from there. And, he asked me what I liked, and I said, well, I always grew up liking the game Kung Fu, and, that seems simple enough to make, something kind of similar to that. So we kind of just went like that kung fu kind of route, and it's really really cool to have my baby Pinky in a video game with me.
That is so cool. How long did that process take?
It took quite a while, but it probably would have went faster. But since we decided to put it on the show, we had to like slow it down just a little bit. Because at first I wasn't gonna we weren't filming with it. But once they found out that I was doing that, they were like, "Oh, we want to film some of the process and stuff." So it slowed down a little bit because filming got involved. But I think 6 months to a year, something like that.
Wow, that's not so bad.
Yeah,
okay.
for developing it and everything, because you have to develop the game. Someone wrote that code from the ground up.
Wow, that's insane. People want to know where your dog is.
She's right here, actually. I'll show you her.
Okay, where my dog's at?
Here's my big dog, Forrest.
Oh.
I don't know. I have another Pomeranian. I don't know where he is.
Hi, baby.
She's laying on my camera equipment, so I don't know. But I'm not gonna tell her nothing. She could lay there.
What a queen. What a princess.
Oh, here's my other one. He's back out here. Say hi, Bear. You never get no airtime.
Hi, Bear. Bear is like, is this live?
Like, all right, back off.
Did you talk to my agent?
He's the youngest dog, so he actually loves my brother way more than he loves me.
Oh.
So.
Danica, why don't you ask one more question? I'll ask one more, then we'll go to the games.
All right. So we know you're on Cameo. So for those of you who do not know, if you're looking for someone to do a cameo request, Chumlee's your guy. So have you gotten any weird cameo requests?
Oh, tons of weird cameo requests, but no one gets them as weird as Corey, because on his advertisement is like, if you want me to break up with your girl, I'll do it. If you want me to tell your boss you quit, I'm your guy. So Corey gets most of the weird stuff, but I've gotten some weird stuff. I just don't do it. I try to keep it very friendly. So if someone wants me to do something mean, I don't do it.
Yeah, decline. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
or
so
I
before
send
we
them a
go
note back, and I'm like, hey, we have to make this nicer. You can either decline it, or I'll decline it, or we can do it over.
That's a good policy.
Fair. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Okay, so before we get into the game, one of the final things we wanted to talk about was your hot sauce. So what can you tell us about that, and how hot is it?
It's not that spicy. It's like like a Cholula style spice, along that flavoring of spice level. But we do have some very spicy stuff in the works right now. We're online right now, hotsaucegrandeza.com, and you can get it there. We're looking to get in stores right now. We're in some distribution stuff, so hopefully within the next few months we'll be in some of the bigger local chains. We're in a few boutique stores in Hollywood and LA, and we do a lot of collabs and stuff like that. My roommate in LA is partners with me. My friend Nick Diamond, who owns the Diamond Supply Company, clothing, skateboard company, he's part of it, and then Rob Kardashian is part of it. So, yeah, it's kind of a weird team to put together, but
Yeah,
how fun though! Oh my
cool.
God, that's so neat.
So
well, congratulations!
Cool, and it's really, really, really good.
Well, we'll
Love
have
a good
to.
hot sauce. I'll have to try that.
Okay, I feel like something I see a lot though is like hot sauce on like sweet candy. Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's definitely a thing. Like, I mean, you've never put hot sauce like on mangoes? Those are sweet,
I've never even thought to do that.
But now I will.
I put the grandeza on mangoes all the time. I don't think I've ever put it on candy, but it doesn't seem too out of this world, because they have that, they have candy like that with the chili powder and lime and stuff on it already.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I used to make fudge that was like the regular like chocolate fudge, but then with cayenne.
Yeah, see, my brother would love that.
Good. That's real good.
Yeah.
Okay, more for y'all. All right, well, so we have a game, Chumlee. This is the game of Would You Rather. There is absolutely no wrong answers. Whichever one you pick, that's great. If you want to give us a reason why, that's great too. So here we go. Danica, do you want me to read the first one, or you want to read it?
You go for it.
Okay. Would you rather go back and sit front row for Mankind Hell in a Cell, or receive the mandible claw from Mick Foley?
I would rather sit front row for Hell in a Cell.
What a moment.
Yeah, because I could have got the mandible claw when he was there, I'm sure, but I didn't. I wish I would have thought of that.
Aw.
Next season, you bring back Mick Foley, mandible claw, you figure 4. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. Okay, if you had to pick a match between Hell in a Cell or the I Quit match with The Rock, do you have a match that you prefer?
I didn't see the I Quit match with The Rock.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm going to actually go watch it now. And then
Yeah,
but the Hell in a Cell was one of the best matches ever.
all time. But yeah, the I Quit match was part of Beyond the Mat. So yeah, you got to watch the film.
I will.
Insane thesaurus. All right, next one.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Would you rather only have one pair of shoes or only have one graphic tee?
I'd rather. So if I have one graphic tee, then
Then you get all your shoes.
one black pair of shoes matches with anything. So I like to be different every time I go out. So I'd have to have more than one T-shirt.
Okay.
That is fair.
I love
I'll give you
shoes.
that.
You guys probably thought I was going to pick shoes, didn't you?
I
Yes.
actually did.
But yeah, I'd rather only have one pair of shoes because I haven't been collecting shoes much lately. And although I love shoes, I just kind of got turned off to what people do now is collect. And by collect, I mean buy and then try to resell them for a profit. I don't like that. So I stopped buying them. I don't buy them anymore. I haven't really bought many for years, but I wear mostly Crocs now and Uggs.
Okay. Also a surprising answer, but sure.
Yes, quite.
But I do buy a couple pairs of Nike SBs like every year. There'll be 1 or 2 pairs I buy, which I love the Nike SBs, the skateboarding shoes. I haven't bought Jordans in years. They just, I've worn them all. They don't come out with nothing new. They just keep redoing the same thing over and over.
People are surprised that you didn't pick shoes. All right, here's the next one. Would you rather... Oh, okay, more shoes. Own the actual pair of Nike Air Mags from Back to the Future or own the Air Jordan X1 Space Jam shoes?
From the ones Jordan wore?
Yeah.
All day. Jordan's shoes. Give them to me. It's funny you say that because we actually filmed with some of these, and I think they're going to be, I think the season's still going, and probably I imagine this episode will be airing in the next couple of weeks while the movie comes out.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because they have multiple pairs for the movie. It wasn't just one pair, but yeah, we filmed with a pair of these.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Okay.
And I wish I could have had them.
Damn, I'm excited for the new Space Jam though. I'm counting down the hours. I'm ready for it. Bring it on, LeBronica. All right, next one.
All right. Would you rather own a copy of the E.T. Atari video game or own an Addams Family pinball machine?
Addams Family pinball machine, because I could get a lot of fun out of that. If I'd have to, hook the Atari up and play it to enjoy it with people. But I feel like a pinball machine is, I love pinball machines, and I never was huge on Atari. I don't know what that Atari game goes for. Maybe I'm making the wrong decision. But as far as I would actually play the Addams Family pinball machine with my friends all the time. And I'd get really good at it. And let me tell you, no one plays pinball funnier than Rick.
Oh, really?
He uses body English. He's shaking his hips and rocking the whole machine. It's so.
Whoa.
We used to have a Evel Knievel pinball machine in the back room, kind of where we hung out in between filming, and we would play it all day. We had so much fun. So I choose the pinball machine.
Good choice.
Great
choice. All right. Would you rather have a turntable belonging to Reverend Run come into the shop or have a guitar owned by Johnny Ramone come into the shop?
Wow, that's kind of a tough one. I would pick Johnny Ramone's guitar for sure. I think it would be an easier sell than turntables, but I think they're both awesome items. I definitely would pick the guitar. I just think it would be an easier sell at the shop because it's much easier to frame up and display a guitar and put it up on the wall. They're both amazing, cool items, and that was the hard one, even though I picked Johnny Ramone fast.
It's a good choice. Like you said, they're both good options.
Yeah.
All right,
for sure.
Danica.
All right.
But I'm a DJ, so that's why it was hard.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. And we know you also like punk music and rap music, so that's why we try to.
I grew up in the 90s, so literally I listened to '90s rap, like whatever Eminem and the Vandals and Guttermouth. You know what I mean? Like that's what I grew up on. Such a weird, like, but it was just all. I feel like that was all '90s. You know, with Kurt Cobain mixed in there and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the '90s were a weird time for all of us.
Oh, memories.
All right. Would you rather pawn the first video game you ever bought or pawn the first album you ever bought?
I don't even remember my first video game. I remember the first album I bought, but it wasn't the first album I got. The first album I ever bought was actually Guttermouth, Teriyaki Moto.
Okay.
Okay.
But the first cassette I ever got was Belle Biv DeVoe and LL Cool J. I forget which one for Christmas. My mom got me those.
Man.
But yeah, yeah, I would definitely pawn the first album I bought, even though I don't think it would be worth anything.
You might get a couple
What's not to
bucks
love
out of
about
it.
Belle Biv
Oh, you know
DeVoe?
what? My
Come on.
first video game was Mario, and yeah, dub, it was Mario. I got Mario and Duck Hunt for Christmas.
Oh, Duck
And
Hunt.
Duck Hunt. Oh yeah.
Lord.
And then my dad bought Tetris and pretty much took over the Nintendo.
That's addictive. Yep.
Mhm.
I remember Tetris was my first one for my Game Boy. I think that came with a Game Boy or like Kirby's Dream World. All right, here's maybe the last one of these before we go into our second game.
So,
oh,
yes,
okay.
last
Would
one.
you rather play a round of golf with Ricky Fowler or ride motorcycles with Charlie Hunnam?
I'd rather play a round of golf with Ricky Fowler. I mean, I love golf. I've been playing it seriously for only about 6 months now. I've been watching Ricky Fowler the last few months play. Charlie Hunnam's cool, but he's not. He's just on TV as a motorcycle rider. He's not a real motorcycle rider, and that's why I would choose Ricky Fowler. Nothing against Charlie Hunnam. I think he's awesome, amazing actor. Love his movies. Sons of Anarchy was great, one of my favorite TV shows. But, you know, it's just not it's what he's known for, but it's not what he really does. I feel like I might get a tip or two from Ricky Fowler and come out of it a better golfer.
All right.
Ooh.
I love
I
how
like
you actually
logic.
dissected this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, I figured most
Logic.
people probably wouldn't understand that one at all. Also, I gave up all my motorcycles. I had carpal tunnel in both hands. Now, if I want to ride a motorcycle, I just borrow one from Rick or Corey.
There you go.
Fun fact: I never had a motorcycle's license my whole life.
Oh, lovely. I went on my first motorcycle ride a couple months ago with Batista, which was really cool
I
and
rode
very
a motorcycle
terrifying.
to work every day for probably 4 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, so we have a second game, and we've never played this game before. Like, we play Would You Rather, you know, we tailor it towards our guests, but this next game, like, we've never played before, so I don't know how this is going to go. We're going to try our best.
I'm a guinea pig once again. Okay. You guys like, we have today, he's known for being a guinea pig. Let's do it.
Well, we think this is going to be fun. So
I'm
this
happy
game,
to do it. I'm happy to be a guinea pig.
this game is called Best I Can Do. So what we're going to do is show you an item, and you just have to tell us what the best you could do is for said item.
And by
Danica,
best I can do, what do you mean? Like,
how much would you give us?
If we brought these items into the shop, what would be the best you could do for these? So the first item here, the Tricera high tops.
I'm not familiar with these. What do you know what brand they are?
So they are not currently in production. There's a Kickstarter for them.
Okay.
But if they existed, they probably wouldn't make very many of them.
If they're in my size, I'd probably pay up to $500 just because I want to wear them.
Because look how cool they look.
They are cool.
I'd actually wear those. Otherwise, I probably would have offered a lot less.
Aren't they rad?
You know, I said offered up to 500. I would have started more around 150 though, and then tried to make it hard.
Still good. Still good.
Okay, 150. Okay. All right, here's the next one. A smiley face potato chip. This is on eBay.
It's on eBay?
Yeah.
That thing's gonna get eaten before I'd give you $1.
Do people try to bring like food items in like that? That can't be
Someone brought a
sanitary.
piece of toast in one time. I forget what was on it. It was like whatever, or not a piece of toast. It was a bread. Like it was a dried up piece of bread. It had I forget what was on it.
Okay, so we're not getting anything for the potato chip.
Yeah, 75 cents.
Okay, Okay, then you can buy an
Winner.
actual bag of potato chips. That's fun. I'm living for that. All right.
Cool. All right, next one. If I brought in Justin Bieber's right Yeezy, just the one.
And he's worn them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
And I'm guessing those are samples from Kanye.
probably.
Probably. Is it signed by the Biebs?
Ooh,
I think it was just. Ooh, that is a good question. What if it was not, but it was still worn by him?
With documentation worn by the Biebs, I mean, I'd probably somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500. I'm just guessing without having any idea what it's worth. I mean, it's Justin Bieber. You know, I imagine someone would pay $3,000 for that easy, especially if it was signed. They'd probably pay a little more.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, Justin Bieber is Justin Bieber. He's gonna, you know, and that shoe's gonna go up in 20 more years. He's probably gonna keep making hits. You know.
Huh. That's the nicest anyone's ever said.
Example. I'm trying to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the actual shoe. This one was on eBay, so I don't know if it's signed. But all right, here's the next one. Ooh, Lady Gaga used teacup.
I'd buy that for $2,000. I love Lady Gaga.
Same. Monsters. How much was this?
So I will tell you, this sold at auction. It actually did have her lipstick imprint on it too.
No one told me that, but
okay, the lipstick's on it.
I'm sticking with my $2,000.
Okay.
I want to say it was in.
Someone paid $5,000.
It was in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Was it?
Yes. It was for charity, so it was for the Japanese earthquake charity.
Different.
Yeah.
So you got to write that off. So like, that's the thing. Like those Nike Air Mags, like those ones in the Back to the Future. Everyone wants so much money for them, but the reason they do is because they first came out at a charity auction where people overpaid for them because they get to write it off and get a tax credit for it. So if I would have known this was a charity auction, I would have said not hundreds of thousands, but I probably would have said like 30 or 40 for sure.
That is still
stellar.
It's a lot. I mean, it seems like too much for me, but I mean, it's Lady Gaga. She wore a meat dress.
She sure did. She sure did. All right, here's the next one. Michael Jackson's Thriller teeth.
I don't even know. Those got to be worth more than Lady Gaga cup. Probably if someone brought them into the pawn shop. I mean, depending on how many pairs there were, if they're just the one or two, I'm guessing probably like 50 to 75 grand.
Oh my God, that's insane! Oof. But I guess it's a cool like
Michael Jackson.
I mean, it's Michael Jackson.
He has, despite how you feel about him, the man has hit after hit after hit, and he's not just big in America. He's even bigger in China, where there's way more people, and 2/3 of the world's money speaks Mandarin. So.
Very true. I feel like out of all the things, this is the one. Well, I kind of like the shoes too, the Triceratops. Those are pretty fun. But I like the teeth. All right, let's see what's next.
They've all been good items so far.
What'd you say?
They've all been pretty good items so far.
Okay. So besides that stupid potato chip, okay. Next one.
All right, next. Russell Crowe's Cinderella Man jockstrap. Worn by him during the movie.
Probably 2,500. Or unless you have authentication that it's screen worn, then it would go up a lot. Because they make a lot of these, and if it's not screen worn, then the price is significantly down. If it is screen worn, it would probably go up. I don't know. I mean, I'd probably be willing to pay at least 10 for it, around that ballpark.
Wow.
Oh, I figured it would have gone the opposite direction because it's Russell Crowe. But interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
but still screen worn movie prop, and people do like Russell Crowe still, even though, he's weirded out. People are always going to collect it. Over time, everyone forgets. I'm sorry, Chumlee. It's just Les Miserables is just seared in my brain forever. So if you haven't sat through that, but do people collect jock straps? Is that like a thing? That's not a jock strap. That's a screen worn movie prop.
Okay.
If it's screen worn,
and it's
screen worn.
Yeah.
If it's not screen worn, someone would probably still pay a couple thousand for it.
It's also leather.
Unique. All right, this might be our last one. We got two more. Okay, a Bozo the Clown baseball card.
Probably like
And
$1.
$1. But he's
I
a
don't know any
collector.
history on this or how rare they are, or I don't see anybody wanting to collect this unless it happens to be some type of specially limited card that was in the collection. You know, very super rare.
Okay, sorry,
People are
Bozo.
afraid of clowns.
I mean,
Fair.
I am.
Pennywise ruined it for all of us.
That's true.
Aw.
So did John Wayne Gacy, but
That's a different type of clown, Danica.
I didn't want to bring that up.
Yeah. All right. Now.
Do we have one more?
Yes.
Yes. Whatever this is.
Is that are they wearing New York Rangers hockey jerseys?
Yeah, it's two.
At least one of them
taxidermies.
is.
Squirrels.
Yeah. I would not pay anything for that because this is Golden Knights town.
Yeah, good night. Yeah, suck it, Rangers.
But depending on who made that, it could be worth a few $100s. I mean, it could even be worth $1,000.
What?
It could be worth nothing, but I mean, there's some of these companies, they're just people collect them just because it was made by the company.
Okay. I feel like this was someone made this at home with the squirrels they found in their front yard. I have no idea the story behind this. Anyway,
It's probably porcelain. It's probably like a porcelain set. It looks like that's what I'm thinking.
I hope so.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
I really hope they're not actual taxidermy squirrels. That's all I can say.
Fun fact: he's actually wearing Russell Crowe's jockstrap under that.
Then it's
Really
worth
fun.
way more.
No, anyway, so
Maybe if I'm
Chumlee-
lucky next season, I'll get a mandible claw with a Russell jockstrap.
Ooh, one could only be so lucky.
Man.
Well, that was the end of our games, and thank you for being our guinea pig. We appreciate it. So before we do wrap this up, is there any final thoughts you want to leave us with?
Just want to thank everyone for watching over the years, whether you're a recent watcher or a long-term watcher, or even I meet people today who are like, I watch your YouTube clips. So thanks everyone for supporting, and thank you guys for having me. I had a good time. Just be kind. That's the message I always spread. Be kind and tell people you love them.
I love that. I feel like that's, and I feel like we learned a lot about Batman here today. And now I just, man, I'm going to be thinking about this for a while. But before we do wrap this up, we want to go over our upcoming guests that we have if we have this graphic. If not, I'll say it from memory. Who do we have? Okay, so here we go. So next week, we have Casey Jost from Impractical Jokers. The following Tuesday, we are welcoming back Blue October. The Thursday after, we have Greg Proops from Whose Line Is It Anyway? And then we're starting August with Alicia Taylor from the Cherry Bombs. Michael wants to know, Chumlee, if you could give a shout out to Austin, Texas.
Yeah, I was just in Austin, Texas a couple months ago. So shout out to Austin, Texas. My real name happens to be Austin. So
Ha!
yeah, love
Full
Austin,
circle.
Texas. Beautiful, amazing town. Hopefully it stays that way.
Awesome. Well, yeehaw. Did they say that in Austin?
Yeehaw! No,
Yeehaw!
Austin's pretty suburbs from what I saw.
Fair enough. Well, yeehaw regardless. Chumlee, thank you so much. This has been so much fun. To everyone watching, make sure to tune into the next season, potentially starting, you said shooting in August maybe, or sometime soon. So
Hopefully we'll start in August. We don't have contracts yet, but we're all agreeing to start in August. So unless they make me a liar, but we should be back very soon. Yes.
Awesome. Well, something definitely to look forward to. And we'll see all of y'all next week. Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.